Hey guys, welcome to another exciting stream of the Twister Cup, and this is not just any day of the Twister Cup, this is the first day of the not the grand finals yet, but of the real online finals. And tonight we will be watching RTK versus Raid first, and then we have RTK versus either Legion 1 or Legion 2, we don't know yet. But definitely gonna be a wicked game day. It's gonna be best of 7, so more matches than before. And honestly, I can't wait to see what happens and how it will all go. So I'm just gonna take away the preview so that you can see my lovely garage and the chat. That is still pretty inactive because, well, the delay is still going, so no one actually knows that it's live yet. And you can see my Haven in my press account garage as usual. So, like I said, tonight we have Raid versus RTK and Legion 1 versus Legion 2, and that's gonna be awesome. Basically, the winners of these two matches will face each other, and those that didn't win those matches will face each other. And of the guys that didn't win, that face each other, the guy that loses that one is out of the tournament. Whereas from the winners that face each other, the winner of that is straight through to the finals. So tonight we're gonna see our first knockout, and we're gonna see our first finalist. And RTK will face Raid on Fort Despair, Main Ruins, Naval Frontier, and Desert Sands. And on the other hand, well, same maps of course. But yeah, definitely gonna be a very interesting evening, and I hope you guys are gonna enjoy it as much as I am. Or as much as I will, at least. And are as excited about this as I am, because it can't really get any higher leveler gameplay in the EU server than this. These are the matches that we've been really looking forward to, and even though we've seen these guys battle it out with each other before, all four teams with with the other three, this is a whole nother level, and that has everything to do with pressure. The fact that what they do now is vital, what they do tonight, and the fact that it's there's a lot of money at stake. I mean, from this stage onwards, people get money for winning, and if they win and win more and go to the offline event and manage to win there, I mean, the whole prize pot together is $100,000. That is really, really a lot of money. I couldn't buy a house from that, but I could get very close to buying a house from that. And of course, that's not all going to the winners. That is going to be divided across the 6 teams that will be at the offline event. But it does promise to make everyone feel more pressure than before, to be honest. And that's logical when there's that much at stake. So yeah, I'm a little bit nervous myself, because I can imagine how nervous the teams are, and even though I can't believe anyone is saying right now, nah, we're not nervous at all. Even if they don't admit it, they will be. But the whole point is that they need to be relaxed about it and do their best. You can't do more than your best, to be honest. So yeah. So tonight we start the maps with Fort Despair. So I've actually readied the mini-maps, and even though it looks completely hideous this way, this will also allow me to keep track of when the tournament room invite is up, which can be any moment now. And in the meantime, I can talk a little bit about the map with you guys, and I think that is always good to get a bit of a visual before you enter the battles. Because I know the maps, but not everyone has them as sharply in their minds as that. And there is the room. Whoop whoop. So now it's definitely on. Okay, so on Desert Sands, no, not Desert Sands, hear me, Fort Despair, you have 3 bases, Met Base A, literal medium base in the middle, and C, which is basically seen as the heavy side. It's hard to dominate two bases from either which way, and that makes this a tricky map. It is also a very small map, which makes this generally a map that heavy tanks occupy a lot. So we generally see a lot of mice and other heavy tanks, but mostly mice, to be honest. And it can be a fun map. You're very dependent on positions and whether or not you're rushed. You don't know where the enemy will turn up, and that basically determines the outcome. That's the same on every map, but on small maps I always feel that that's a bigger thing, because if you go to B and you get sniped from pretty much everywhere, or you go to A, which is very open base, and you get slaughtered there, your team would be behind the gun already. So this is generally a map that is played carefully, and caps are generally taken when people are aware of where their enemy is. And I think that's generally a very good call. So that is definitely going to be interesting to see what will happen and what we see. So I'm going to make the map vanish, and I'm going to go to the game so that we can talk lineups and everything. So right now, both clans have a whole team present. I doubt that the Honor will be driving the Borsig. They've not readied up yet. They've not chosen their tanks yet. But they still have 2.5 minutes to do that, so they've got some time. And we're gonna see what happens very soon. And like I said, I hope you guys are as excited about this as I am, because these matches will be epic. Quite sure of that. So, on RTK's side, we see a Chieftain MK6, we see a 113, a Mouse, a 215B. Oh, Chieftain has been exchanged for an IS-4 now. I'm just gonna not read them all until they've ready up. This is probably a better way to do it. They almost seem ready though. Raid is still switching around as well, but now RTK seems to have decided. We have two IS-4s, a 113, and Mouse, a 215B, a Foch, and a 268. So, relative firepower and relative armor. Bit of everything, to be honest. Except for med. But like I said, it's a very small map. You don't always need one. And on RTK's side, we see a Mouse, an E3, a 113, an IS-4, another 113, and potentially another 113 and a grill. People are still unreadying and readying up, so I'm not quite sure that this will be the final lineup, but it seems to be the case. There we go, we have 1 minute left to go. And I just want to go at it. I want to see what happens. I want to see how they do. I want to be bouncing in my seat, basically. And like I said, this is a best of 7, so we have more matches today. And right now we see this matchup. And after this, we see RTK versus either Legion 1 or Legion Big Game. And those will also be best of 7. And they will start in an hour. Well, 5 minutes and everything for you guys added. Because of the delay, but yeah. 17 seconds. Whoop, whoop. And I'm just... This is like, I always want to be like there. I want to hear them. I want to see how they feel. Men don't generally talk about their feelings, but still. And I can imagine the excitement that they would feel. And I can imagine the pressure. And it's kind of like a roller coaster of emotions generally. That never gets old with me. So here we go. go up in the way and see what happens. We see the 113 and the chaser going towards the corner, it seems, whereas the rest of R2K is focusing on the seaside, with the Foch going more to the middle, and we have a raid definitely focusing on the seaside. But they're more to the back, and I think they're gonna do the grill thing again. Yeah, they are. They are attempting to push the grill over the rocks. There he goes. And this has been a move that we've seen Raid do in the spring tournament as well, and it's a tricky move. Mostly because it's very... it leaves them exposed, it makes their tanks useless for quite a long while. He's still not there, and we're almost a minute into the match. R2K is capping C, but they don't really know where the rest is, and they can't get the grill over the rock here. That's gonna be... they're not gonna be liking that. There's some gunfire going on, but a little bit of HP has been lost by Zerd, but not much. And now they've still... Ooh, that grill fell. This is not looking good for Raid, not tactic-wise at least. And R2K now has a base, and they have the advantage. There's people being spotted at B, there's blind shots being taken into the corner, but no one is there. And I have a feeling that they really want to get the grill there. And now he's finally there, but R2K is already about 100 points ahead now. And the grill, it's a very cool position to be in, but he can't really do anything. If R2K plays it carefully, it will be very hard for Raid to get this done, basically. So we see some gunfire, we see the grill that is climbing up the mountains. So I'm just gonna head on over to see what he sees. Because basically, he wants to shoot that chaser. There's not many people that he can shoot from where he is right now. He's gonna go back and he's gonna go all the way up here, I think. And then he has a pretty good oversight. But it will be very tricky because look at the point difference now. R2K is 200 points ahead now. And I think the main problem will be, will the grill be able to get shots in? So we just see literally what the grill sees now. Well, more or less. He's in a good position, but there's literally no targets for him. Because no one of R2K has been spotted, and the moment that he shoots, I have a feeling that R2K will know that there's a grill there. So I think they lost a lot of time doing this. And now they are capping B, but R2K has a near 300 point advantage, so I'm not sure that R2K even cares that they do this. They're just comfortably holding in their spawn and near it. People have been spotted now. Grill took a shot, and that was a very big shot into the Foch there. But at the same time, one of the 113s is almost deleted. The IS-4 is getting shot at, the 215B is getting shot at. And they need to be careful with that grill. That grill is going to be able to get some nice damage there. But I have a feeling that they're already aware where he is, and that was a grill shot. And Pavel is now has to be aware of that. He's looking at the grill, he's taking a blind shot, and that hit. The grill has actually been spotted. And that will be a major disadvantage to Raid for that. But ooh, those shots going in though. Pavel has to be careful, the 215B has to be careful, but he seems to be in quite a troll position. But Ross is almost dead, but so is JP. And this can go any way. That's the first gun gone. So R2K needs to play it more carefully now. They know where the grill is. And he's still there, slightly in a different position. The chaser is now getting shot. And Toby is getting shot a lot as well. And they are repositioning. But now R2K has, Raid has two bases. So it can go either which way. And they need to be careful not to lose another gun. HP wise, Raid definitely has the advantage. But look at the point advantage that R2K has. Even though they have two bases. And it looks like Blue Steel is going to be dead very soon. But they have 805 points. If they can just survive, it can go very well for them. And that was a blind shot that didn't need taken. R2K needs their guns. They need to survive if they want to do this. And they are now capping base B, which I think is a good move because they're losing guns way fast. Object 3 is now gone. Winch is gonna die. They did kill one. And they need to take out those one-shots. They need to survive if they want to win this. So we now have Zerd that's going around. The 113 has been spotted and I think he wants that kill. And it's all about survival right now. And if they get a kill or not. The honor is not really gonna last very long. Zerd has to get this kill if they want to win. And I think he's gonna get it. There we go. And now it's just the mouse and Zerd. But Zerd is on the safe side. He's on his own, but he can survive. And even if the mouse dies now, there's a good chance that Zerd will actually manage to... There we go. They've won. They've managed to survive long enough. And I think that pushing that grill up there took way, way too long. Wow. What a battle. But look at the damage he did, though, from that position. But I think the point advantage went up in RTK's favor way too fast because they had that early cap and because it took so long for Raid to get the grill over there. That was awesome. So now we have 1.5 minutes left to go before we see the next match on Fort Despair still. And we see RTK with an IS-4, 2 E3s, a mouse, a T62A, and another IS-4, and a 113. And on the other side, we see a Raid with an IS-7, an E3, oh, 3 113s, a 268, and let's see what the last one is going to be. Come on, ready up. I want to know for sure what you're driving. Yes, 40 seconds left to ready up. He has time. But it would help to make the lineup complete if I actually knew what he was driving, to be honest. And it's gonna be a Leo one. So that's relative speed, 2 big guns, and a little bit of armor, whereas RTK is focusing a lot more on armor with a little bit of speed. And some big guns with those double E3s. That's gonna be tricky. And here we go. And there's my poor Haven corpse. But yeah, last battle, I think it was mostly the time that Raid lost, trying to get the grill there. That cost him the game. This time we're gonna see if they do, and well, they have to do something else because they're starting on the other side. Now we have Winch going to C, none of Raid seems to be going there. And we have the rest of the team of RTK focusing primarily on towards base A and towards base B. And I think that they're gonna like this because that means that RTK could get a free cap in base C if people get spotted. We have the E3s pushing rather aggressively together with the IS-4 and Raid pushing very aggressive for the corner, which could be a bit of trouble. And the mouse now pushing in, missing a shot. Pretty much everyone has been spotted now, or at least the E3 and the 268 haven't, but yeah. And now Winch is capping base C, which I think is a very good call. We have the 113 that is losing a lot of health. These guys are not going to survive for long where they are right now. And he needs to pull back. He's going to be deleted right now. The IS-4 is getting shot from behind as well. And there goes Ross. And the IS-4 is pretty close behind with the way that he's in the line of gunfire. He is pulling back. That was a massive shot into Zerd there. And Winch did cap the base. They have base B as well, but look at the HP. They have a 3k disadvantage. And the IS-4 is in a lot of trouble there. And there goes the IS-4. And now RTK is already 2 guns behind. That cannot feel comfortable for them. We see the mouse losing a little bit of health. Raid is now capping base A. And we have the Leo that is going to face off versus Winch. But the 268 is coming there as well. And that can be Very tricky. He is spotted, so Winch knows that he is there. So he has to make this count. He has to move very fast in order not to get killed there. But this is a loop-de-loop that can be quite exciting and can be quite tricky. And Raid R2K is losing so much health right now. That is not looking good. The IS-7 is behind the E3. They need to get them out of the way. And Blue Steel's almost dead. There goes Blue Steel. Winch is still alive, but R2K is losing both bases and players right now. And this is not looking good for R2K at all. And that was... oof. There goes the E3. And now we just have a mouse and Winch left, and this is not gonna go well. They did get Toby, but overall this is definitely Raid's game. Look at the HP just vanishing. And there goes the mouse, and now it's only Winch. And Winch is taking a cheeky shot there, but there's no way he's gonna be able to carry this, especially when Raid is already at almost. And there we go. 800 points. And look at the difference in damage done. Nearly double. Well, technically not, but you know what I mean. It's a heck lot of difference. So now we're gonna move on to main rooms. And that map looks like this. And we have the heavy side with base A, the middle with base B, and the med side with base C. And this will generally be a tricky map to play, because if you get base B early, you have a massive advantage, because that base is very hard to steal. Because it's very easy to decap, but you need to get that cheekily and fast. And that will be a problem for most people, especially at this level, because they will want to avoid bases being captured. So it will be, again, as usual, interesting to see what they do. And I'm gonna take you to the lineup now, because they seem to be ready. And on R2K's side we see an E4, two IS4s, a Yege, a mouse, a 113 and another mouse. Yege is a special choice, but it is a wicked tank. And on Raid's side we see an IS4, two 113s, an E3, an E100, an STB and a mouse. So that's gonna be an interesting lineup as well. Both teams have mostly armor, bit of a big gun here. But Raid definitely has more speed than R2K with the STB and the 113s. So it will be, as usual, interesting to see what they do. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go! I quite like this map. It's quite fun to play. It can go either which way, and that's one of the things that I like, but it's also one of the disturbing things because it's harder to carry on this map. Because the bases are all pretty secluded, and though there's plenty of ways to get shots into any base, it's not an easy map that way. So we see R2K mainly focusing on base B. Raid is pushing for both A and C, and of course they would push for C because that's basically a free cap when R2K has no meds. And we have Zerd pushing into base B, and I think that's a very clever call, but at the same time, with the amount of people that are going towards base A, the owner might be in a bit of trouble there. And R2K will have a slight disadvantage in points because they're only now starting to cap. And he's holding, he's not yet capped it. Ooh, that was a lucky miss for Zerd, because that means that he can cap. And we see tanks being spotted, shots being fired. But no HP has been lost just yet. And there we go, very slight damage there, but it's the first damage of course. And we see that the Honor and Blue Steel are nearing base A. And that's going to be a big gun looking at you, and I don't think anyone likes that. That is a very low roll or an HE roll, not sure. But they are holding. They're gonna prevent that cap. And I'm gonna eager to see what happens now. The mouse misses there. But there's quite some shots being fired. They both have a base, but Raid has a point advantage. And we see shots being fired all around, HP being lost on both sides now. And I think Winch was a little bit eager there. That seemed to be an HE shot at the mouse, which... okay. And the Honor is now pushing into base A, and I think that's a very tricky but cheeky move. And a good move at that, because they need the point advantage back. And they don't want to have Raid have it. And he has it. Nice job. At the meantime, Zerd is almost dead, especially with the 113 on one side and the STB on the other side. And there goes Zerd. But the HP, ooh, that's a few big shots going on. We have R2K pulling back. We have the Honor and Blue Steel holding at base A. And we have Ross bouncing on the STB. And we see a lot of damage being done, but very few guns being taken out. And ooh, that was a massive shot into the 1 Mo there. And that does not look good for R2K. Because now R2K has the disadvantage of guns. They are losing a lot of hit points. And there goes Django, but Winch is almost dead. He is a mouse, but he's almost dead. And they need to take out those guns very quickly if they want to survive this. There goes Winch. And now it's 5 versus 4. And that was a very important shot not to hit. And the E100. Oh my god, this is too exciting. They are capping base B. They have no... Ooh, there was 2 guns gone now. It's 2 versus 5. This is not looking good for R2K at all. And now we have the Honor holding. And we have Blue Steel pushing, but the Honor is losing HP. The Blue Steel is losing a lot of HP. And that was not a shot that you want to do no damage with. And now Raid has it because of points. They capped the bases. They got the points. They got the kills. Whew. That was an exciting match. And now it's 2-1 for Raid. And we're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna ready up because I don't want to forget that. I don't want to be locked out of the match like I did last time when this matchup was happening. And we see R2K taking... well, not necessarily ready yet. On the Raid side we have 3 113s, 4 113s even, a Batchat, a Yege and a Mouse. And on R2K's side we see an IS-7, 2 IS-4s, an E100, another IS-7, an Object 268 and another E100. And I think that the E100 is not really a tank that I would pick for Clan Wars myself, and that has everything to do with the fact that when it's spammed with Premo it has a hard time bouncing. But they generally know more about Clan Wars than I do, so I'll trust them. And this is gonna be... the pressure is definitely on, because it's best out of 7. We've had 3 matches now. And whoever gets to 4 victories first wins, basically. So 20 seconds left to go. I want to go. I want to see what happens. Ten seconds. And I like that Raid is actually also using Heyege, because it does pack a wallop. Here we go. I like that little tip at the bottom, because we didn't know that, obviously. Let's go. Up, up and away. We have a bat chat going towards base C, which is logical. We have RTK focusing again on base B and on base A. And I think they have an inkling where the guys will be going. And I think the Ice 4 Moss is purely there to troll. The bat chat is spotting, which I think is a very good call because now Raid knows where they are. And they're doing that chippy cap again. And we have first shots being fired and RTK is capturing base A. And Ross is being very troll where he is, but he's not getting any shots in. And it looks like the object isn't either. So now they both have a base. We have the bat chat now going up to grab that base. And RTK needs to make a push, especially since Raid will now have 2 bases soon. Zerd is pushing back, pulling back. And I think that if the bat chat is done, he will flank around, and that will be very, very tricky for them. For RTK, that is. We now have Zerd that is pushing towards base C, he's pushing towards the bat chat. And we have the Drizzle taking some big shots there. But now the rest of Raid is arriving. And it seems like we're getting a push in the middle. And this can be anyone's game when that happens. We have Zerd pulling back, we have massive HP being lost all around. And now it's a question of focus fire. Take out those guns. You want to take out those guns. There goes the first gun. Then we have the 113 that is almost gone. We see two guns from our Raid gone now and 1 from RTK. And it's focus fire, focus fire, focus fire. 2 guns gone, both sides. And ooh, that was a... There goes... yeah. Winch is almost gone. The 113's... Oh no, it's not Winch, sorry. It's Zerd that was gone. We have the bat chat that is facing off against the 268, and 268 misses. That's the shot that you don't want to miss. We have the mouse versus the IS-4 over here. We have the bat chat that is running away. We have Pavel in the IS-4 that is losing health. And the E100s will need to take care, basically. And ooh, this is anyone's game. We have the Chaser chasing the Musketeer. Fitting name that is now. And we have some shots being taken. I think they're gonna go after the mouse. The Chaser is taking some damage. And there goes the mouse. And now it's 4 versus 2. But the bat chat has a bit of an upper hand with the speed and the way that it can drive around. And Raid does have the points, so this will be very tricky. We have the E100 that's trying to absorb the shots, but he's missing a shot that he should have gotten. And this is very tricky because look at the points. They need to get those points. And the Musketeer is still around somewhere. The Honor is driving into the base, which I think is a very good call. We have the Musketeer now facing the E100, and this is very tricky. Because they are capping, and oof, this is not looking good. If anyone dies right now, that was a very, very lucky... No! Oh my god! Wow, what a game. That was so close. RTK even did more damage, but it was just not enough. Oof, as they would say. So now it's 3-1 for Raid. The pressure is definitely on RTK now, because any match that they lose now means that they are going to lower bracket. So on Raid's side, we're switching maps again, by the way. I'm just gonna call up that map very quickly. We're gonna go to Naval Frontier with the cheeky bases, the heavy base, well, the Met base near C, but generally Mets go more for A and B. And this is a very tricky map because there's so much crossfire available there. And it's one of the reasons that I love it, but it's also one of the reasons why it's a difficult map to play. So now you have a brief sighting of what the map looks like, and I'm gonna go to the lineups. So on raid side we see an IS-7, a Batchat, a 113 and 3 113s in total, a 268 and IS-4. And on RTK side we see 4 IS-4s, a 113, a 268 and an E5. So I told you beforehand these games were going to be epic, and I think that they definitely have been so far. It will be so cool. I want to see what happens. Oh my god. 5 seconds, 4. We're almost going. And here we go. Come on. Give me the game. So I'm definitely wondering what we're gonna see here. Because like I said, the pressure is on. We have R2K focusing completely on base A and B, and we have Raid doing the exact same thing. But Raid has the Batchat, so they have the speed advantage. People will get spotted soon. There's some blind shots going on there. We have the Honor that is being cheeky and going straight near to B, and we have the Batchat that is gonna take base A, and that makes total sense. And RTK is not even focusing on B, they're pushing through, and the IS-4 Zerd is going back towards his clanmates, and there's some HP being lost already. Raid has a base advantage now. They have a base, and there's that was a big shot into Django there. And this is gonna be a bit of a brawl, it looks like. And they're pulling back, but RTK is pushing. And they're pushing hard. And the 268 is nearly gone. We have the Batchat coming in for the rescue. But he's being ignored right now. And the 113 is gone. And now they're focusing on the Batchat. And the Batchat is in a very unlucky position right now. But so is Mroz. There goes the Batchat, and now it's 2 guns gone for Raid, but Ross is almost dead, and Zerd is pushing on behind, and there goes another gun, and even though Ross is dead, Raid has now lost 3 guns, and they're getting focused fired. Oh my god. There goes another gun, and now it's 5 versus 3, and the Raid guys are pretty isolated and getting shot by 2 guys at once on both sides. 3 guys now. And the Chaser is just completely ignoring the IS-4 and going straight for the IS-7, who kills Blue Steel. But there goes Toby, and now it's just Drizzle versus a very low health and a very low health Django versus quite a bit of HP. And now Zerd dies, but the IS-7 is gonna have a hard time, unless he bounces shots like that, versus 3 tanks. And he is losing HP, and he is a one-shot for all of them right now, and even though Raid has the base, this is RTK's game. That rush, that focus fire, wow. That was pretty wicked. So now we see a different lineup coming. On a Raid side we see a Mouse, 4 113s again, a 268 and a Leo. And on RTK side we see 3 IS-4s, maybe, not sure. We see a T62A, 2 IS-4s, a 113, a 268, an E5, and a... Let's see what he readies up with. An IS-7. And that was a very quick game just now. And apparently not an IS-7. No, it's an IS-4 now. So 3 IS-4s, a 113, an E5, a 268 and a T62A. And on the other side we see 3 113s, a Mouse, a 268, a Leo. And that's it. So 30 seconds left to go before we actually get to see what happens. But oh my god. These games have been really cool so far. Really exciting. And we'll see what happens in 9 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Honestly, I'm at this point, I'm like, I don't want to see what happens and I don't want to see what happens. We haven't seen that in a few games. Let's see what they do. And we have R2K focusing mainly on A and B. And we have Zerd going to overlook base C. And we have Raid staying behind. Blind shot being taken there. And focusing on C. And that will be very curious to see what happens. Now Zerd has been spotted. He needs to be careful there. Because he's very much not alone. We have 4 113s that are pushing. And the first 2 have been spotted. And I think they know where the rest is. And we have Winch in the E5 and the 1mo in the 113 that are capping base A. Base B is also being capped. Zerd is running off. But this will be very tricky. First shot damage has been done. Ships just fired. And there's a Leo all the way at the back, which I think they have a sniper gun, basically. But still. Now R2K has 2 bases. They can afford to hold. But they need to get into a good position to do exactly that. And that was a big shot into E5 there. But he had to go there in order to get to safety. We have some shots going into the IS-4. And right now the Leo is up there, but not really in any position to get any shots in. So R2K mainly has to hold. They need to be careful, play careful, and see if they can wait it out. There's some, not necessarily blind shot, but missed shots going on. And the Leo seems to be going down, or no, he's staying up. But overall, not much. Ooh, that was a shot into Winch. Where did Winch go? There he is. He's in a very unlucky position there. We have the mouse. The Honor is definitely going to get pushed now. The Leo is in a good position to defend the mouse. And the 113 and the 268 are going to do exactly that. The Honor is definitely being rushed. They want him out of the equation. And that makes sense because he's the one alone. And we have massive damage being done on both sides. The Honor is getting shot a lot. And it's drawing out the guns. And I think that's very tricky. Because they need to do the HP damage, of course. Winch is almost dead. And so is the Honor. And there goes the Honor. But this... Ooh, that was an unlucky bounce. And that was... Winch is also dead now. Zerd is almost gone. And even though R2K has the base, they now missed 2 guns. And they need to be very, very careful. And that was a big shot into Blue Steel. Blue Steel is not going to survive for long there. And that was a shot that he didn't want to miss as Moros with the mouse. And now our Raid has 2 bases. They isolated the Moros. They isolated 1mo. This is very, very tricky. And it can go either way because the HP... it looks to be going Raid's way. Unless some kills going to happen very fast. But they're being very careful with that. And now it's only the 268. And this is not looking well. And he's almost dead. And... wow, what a game. Wow. And Raid is through to the next round and R2K is moving to the lower bracket. Just wow. So in the meantime, I'm gonna see if we have a stance yet. On the other team. It would definitely help if it loaded. Which it doesn't seem to want to do right now. So I'm gonna try again. And of course, just when I click, it loads. Come on. Show me. So that means that in 25 minutes, we're gonna be seeing R2K versus either of the Legion teams in the lower bracket. And Raid. What do you mean no current tournament to display? Are you kidding me? Right. I'm hoping that there's another way to see this. So I'm just gonna quickly check the Blitz assistant to see if it shows there. And there it actually is showing what was happening. But it is failing to load data, which doesn't really help. So I think there's a bit of an error going on. So I can't really tell you what happened yet. And who they're facing. Just gonna try to get the stream to load. Which it doesn't really want to do. There we go. There's one screen. There it is. And we don't know the result yet. Let's see what the score is. Ooh. 3-2 for a big game. So that's also, if Legion loses any match, they're going to be facing R2K next. And if big game, they have to lose 2 matches in order for that to happen. But that's very close as well. Lovely. So while that all is going on, I'm going to be showing you a nice little replay. If my internet works, because I think it's having a little bit of trouble right now. There we go. And here we go. A Yege replay. Let's see what happens. I like how a lot of players put this on Facebook and they don't actually double click to get rid of the play bar. It's like they don't know that. Yege was actually my very first tier 10 and it was... I mainly went for it because I loved the sound of the gun. It looked so nice. This is generally something you want to say beforehand. And the thing that I dislike already that is getting into a camping position. Why? Don't camp. I wonder if he's gonna take a blind shot there. Yeah, he is. And then he's cleverly pulling back because that got him spotted. And there was actually a shot not aimed at the object, a 704, that bounced on him. But they don't know yet if anyone is there. The thing is that with this massive gun that he has, it's... any shot you do basically destroys your camo rating. And now we're waiting to see if he will pen this shot. Nope. He did hit, but didn't do damage. So that's 3 shots so far that have done little. And it's really... this is just not a position you want to be in. Just the place where he is now is not really a fun place to be at. Ooh, that was an unlucky bounce. IS-7 armor can be so troll. And he's pulling back to avoid getting shot by that IS-7. They've already lost a teammate. But this is not an easy game at all. And he's loading the heat. And there goes another one. Let's see if he gets this one in. Nope, not a bounce. He did bounce one himself though, so that helps. I would not do that, because if you shoot the tracks you will do very, very little damage. That's better. That's the gun that I like and love. And now he's making a cheeky push into the town. Even though the Yeye could very well be there, we know that the Death Star is in their spawn. So it can be very tricky to go here. And he's keeping an eye on anyone that's happening. He won't be able to get much shots in there. But now the Death Star is coming. And that was basically free damage because the Death Star was not looking at him. And he lost a lot of health doing that. But the Death Star did really murder him. But now the Death Star is going to be dead. There we go. And this gun really does such a nice amount of damage. Yeah, he's gonna be gone by then. But it's tricky because there's still an E4 that we don't know where he is yet. So he's now making quite an aggressive push. I quite like that, to be honest. And he's looking around everywhere. I don't think he should focus on the one shot. Now he kind of has to, because he has to take the gun out. But it cost him a lot though. And now it's 2 versus 3. And he kind of needs quite a bit of luck if he wants to pull this off. Like that. That was a nice bounce. Well done. And I'm not sure why the E4 does this. Because this can work really much against him. That was a low roll. But now at least the guy is a one-shot. And he can technically pull this off. With a bit of luck, to be honest. There we go. And especially the IS-7 is tricky. But now the IS-7 nearly killed himself ramming. And now it's Yege versus Yege. This could go anyway. Either way. Ooh, that was a nice bounce. Ooh. This is quite a cool game. It started out badly with the camping, but just this is cool. But any shot that pans now from that Yege. And again he bounces. Wow. And that didn't bounce. We have 6k damage right now. But now he has to be careful not to show his lower plate. And he's going behind the IS-7 corpse, and I think that's such a good call. Ooh, that was HE and he didn't do it. Wow, that was awesome. 4k block damage. 6.5k damage. Actually, oh, that was the blind shot damage. That wasn't counted, so he did do damage there. That was awesome. Really cool game. Lovely to see. And I'm just gonna quickly check if we know yet what happened. Dun 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 dun. Ooh, this is actually funny because I expected this matchup with Legion and RTK to be in the grand finals, to be honest. And that's something that will not happen now. Regardless of what happens, it will not be Legion versus RTK in the grand finals. So that will be quite cool. And whoever of them wins this match then has to face off against the not winner of Big Game versus Raid. Oof. So we have, apparently it's 25 minutes, but we should be starting at, I believe, let me just check what it says here. 8:10, okay. Then we have a little bit of time left. Luckily I have some more replays to show you because I don't want to hurt you and torture you while watching me play PC. We've tried that before, it didn't work out. It looked very, very ugly. So this is another one. It's not a tier 10, but I'm gonna go with it because of the result. And this is a tank that I actually don't like myself. It was a tank where I was very glad that I finally aced it so that I wouldn't have to drive it again, even though technically I'm still grinding it. But I'm very tempted to free XP the rest of it, to be honest. It's not necessarily bad, it's just not fun, I don't like it. Now the suit is going for a camping spot, it seems. Behind the big rock. The rock overlooking base A, but he is pushing on because no one has been spotted and the RU is still moving. We know that they are at base A now. 2 people have been spotted there. 3 people have been spotted there. 4 in total. So this can be very tricky, especially since it's only him. And he's pulling back now, which I think is a good call, but it does cost him a little bit of health. Okay, it does cost him quite a bit of health. And he's pushing back, and that basically means that the room is probably doomed. Because he's lost well over half his health. It's a room, so it doesn't bounce much. And this Su is literally all over the place. That was a nice shot into the IS-2 there. And they will need to clear this flank out very, very fast if they want to win this. There's one gun gone. And the IS-3 is basically a bigger threat, but I think he is focusing on the TV. Which I understand, to be honest. But yeah. They are losing tanks very fast. And there's Lupus, and the AT is gonna die now. But yeah, they need to clear the flank. Come on, shoot. There we go. These tanks are still quite healthy, but there is damage being done. And it's 4 versus 3 with a pretty big point advantage to the Reds. So that's not really working in their favor. I wonder if he's going to take a blind shot now. No, he's not. I agree. Ooh, they are at base B. And you can't afford to let them cap that. Because if they do, you're doomed. And this should be an easy kill for the Su. That was not aimed at all, but okay. Well done. And no health lost either. So that's very nicely done. He's letting the Lupus push, but I don't really get why he's not straight behind there. Because they need to work together if they want to do this. Nice shot there. He's being very forwards and he's got his 5th kill now. Well done. They need to take the bases though. Because if they don't, then they immediately will win on points. So they need to get base A as well, if not base B. Ooh, that was lucky as well. Look at that shot. Oh my god, and then we have the RU there. Yeah, that was straight into the tracks. That does not go well with HE. There we go. 6 kills. This can go either way. Especially when he drives quite aggressively like that. What an ending, that ammo rack! Wow. That was cool. Just look at this. 4.6k damage into your A, just epic. 7 kills. And it wasn't even kill stealing or trying to get all the kills. It was just getting all the kills. Love that. That was awesome. So let's see, I have a bit more time left. Let's see. I'm trying to find the next one. So we're gonna go for another one now. Let's see what happens. Yes, even best tank. The AMX M449. Not really a tank I'm a big fan of. It's not bad. It's not bad at all, but I just I didn't like it much. It's an encounter battle, so no supremacy bases. And the whole team, well, most of the team seems to be going desert. So he decides to follow the mats, which I think is always a good call, because it's easier to support your mats and get support from your mats than it is to be on the other side of the map. Now he's taking camping position, which I think is really unneeded. That was pretty lucky to go in, to be honest. And there goes the lightweight. It's now 3 versus 3 there. And his team is losing a lot more health than the enemy team, so this is not looking good. He needs to help out. He did get spotted there. And they are ignoring him completely, which I think is a good call. The only thing I don't get is that he's not focusing on low. Well, now it is a low target, but it wasn't. So there goes one. But he's already lost 3 teammates, and the enemy only lost 1. That was a nice shot. And if he survives just a little bit longer, and if they don't block each other, that would definitely help. And this is clever, because ramming someone throws them off, literally. And he saved his teammate. Oop, oop. And if only the T69 knew how to reload his clip, because he has ample time to do that right now. But he doesn't. So Lou is still, the tiger, sorry, is still alive somehow. Lou is actually quite dead. And I don't know why the T25AT is ignoring the juicy target on the other side. But that only works to our team's advantage. 7 HP, there he goes. And now it's 3 versus 3, and it can go either way. It's 3 versus 2, so it can be very tricky. But this tank can be pretty awesome. But it's not an easy tank to drive. That was a very lucky shot to pen and a very lucky shot to bounce, to be honest. I like this tiger too. That's the kind of attitude you want in a game from your team. Not the saltiness, not the rude behavior, just nice people that are trying to, like, encourage you to win and tell you what you're doing right instead of pointing out all the things that they feel you're doing wrong. And the Lewin misses that shot, which is lucky. And if he had driven straight into that, I kind of hope that he gets a 6th kill now. And that's more luck than anything else, but he does get in. Nice job, Herbies. Lovely little game there. 4.4k damage in tier 8. Awesome. 6 kills. Almost a res. Very well done. So that's another one. Let's see how much time we have left. 14 minutes, so that's plenty of time to show you another one. Oh, this is actually one that I've been wanting to see myself. Let's see. This was my second tier 9 ever. I have always went, well, no, not anymore, but when I started the game, I started by going from tier 1 to tier 10 in one line and not really bothering with anything else. And I went for this line next because my then 2 mate that I played with a lot, Xenodium, you might have heard of him. He wasn't even as epic as he is now then, but I played with him a lot and it was just, we had so much fun. But because he was driving this tank and because of what he was showing me with it, I really wanted it. So that one was to be my second line after I got the Yege. I had no interest in driving anything turreted at the time. It's funny how the mats actually went to cap base C and the big guns are going towards base A. And I'm not sure why he didn't take that shot. And why he's standing out in the open now. Because that's not really a position I want to be in. Yeah, that was bound to happen, really. And now he needs to be careful not to get hit by that T30 as well. Because he can lose a lot of health trying to do that. Nice! Well done. He is being nice and cheeky here, and he's using his team to be the main target and just avoid getting hit himself. Wait for the guy to look elsewhere. Or to hit elsewhere. And then just do the damage. Nice, that's a deleted T30. So he only took one shot even though he's being very, very cheeky. And now we have the... This is nice. Well done. And nice bounce. That is quite awesome, to be honest. Nice kill. Now he's a 1.83 there. He's already done so much damage. And he can potentially do more. That was a nice shot. That was awesome. And now he doesn't even need to risk it. Especially now, because you can just kill him with AP, I mean. That shot on the back of the Death Star though, that was awesome. High roll, HE. That ought to do it. 6k, nearly 6k damage in tier 9. I would be so proud to get that in tier 10. So in tier 9 is even more epic. Well done. Very nicely done. To be honest, with the way that he started, I figured that he wouldn't survive. So let's see, we have 10 minutes left. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I want to risk it. So just to be on the safe side, I'm not going to show you another replay. Technically, there's a good chance that I would be able to do it. No, actually, it's in 10 minutes, yeah. So in 5 minutes, room will be up. I just don't want to risk missing it. So I'm going to take you back to OBS. First, I'm going to get the match up. And we're gonna see, hopefully, something with matches. Come on, this can't be hard. There we go. We're gonna see Castilla, Castilla, Port Bay, Faust, Faust, and Oasis Bombs. So I'm gonna start with pulling up Castilla. after I go back here so I can watch the room. And we're gonna start with this map. And this map is tricky. All the maps are tricky in their own way, to be honest. But yeah, it is tricky, and that has to do with C being completely open, B being able to snipe from both sides, A being a very tricky map as well, tricky base as well. So this is much more a tactical map to play than anything else. And I've seen in the past, also in the spring tournament, that this is a map where you can get stalemates on, that you literally just don't really get anywhere. And that has everything to do with just the fact that it's hard to cap, hard to get the point advantage here. Especially when you have these two teams against each other. Because they will make it very hard for each other. So after Castilla, we're gonna see Port Bay. And Port Bay has the 2 bases in the town and 1 up on the Med side. Usually people go for the Med side, but it's harder to dominate both bases from there than it is from base A. You need to go down from C to properly decamp B. So it's tricky, as usual. But it can be a very interesting map depending on where people go. After Port Bay, we got Faust. Faust is a map that I absolutely love. It's pure chaos. You have the upper grounds, you have the lower grounds, you have the 4 different caps. A being a bit more away, C and D being close to the bases, B in the middle. B can be decamped from basically everywhere, but at the same time it's still pretty much protected because there's a train straight into the middle. So that's going to be interesting as well. And after that we get... Oh wait, no wait, did I say that right? Let me just quickly check. Because I just confused myself, I'm good at that. Yeah, Oasis Bombs. And that again is tricky because you have better positioning around C and better sniping positions into the town. And it's easier to dominate base A and B together. But at the same time, A is pretty open, B is pretty open, can get sniped quite easily. C is a little bit more protected, depending a little bit on where the enemy is and where your own team is to support you, basically. But yeah, these are the maps that we're going to be seeing in this stage. So I'm just going to take you back to Castilla, because that's the first one that we get, so that you have this image in your mind when we go into the room soon. And there's just so many possibilities, both for campers, supporting, pushing, anything. And just the sides that people go to. I'm, as usual, a little bit nervous. And I really want to see what happens. This is going to be wicked gameplay, because this is Twister Cup of last year champion versus the EU Mobile Masters, well, Spring Tournament champion, facing off against each other at this stage, and one of them will be knocked out. So yeah, the pressure's definitely on. And I'm just waiting for the room to pop up, which can be between now and 1 minute about. So I really, there we go. I was just gonna say, I really just want the room to be there. So here we go, we see Rolling Swarm on the other side. I'm gonna take the map away so that you can actually see what's happening. And Legion is already fully there. and deciding tanks. Like I said, we're starting on Castilla, tricky map. And we see on Legion's side, we see an IS-7, 2 E50Ms, a Patton, a Grill, a 113, and possibly a Chieftain MK6. Whereas on RTK's side, half the team isn't ready yet. Some tanks are likely still being changed. But they seem to be pretty definite now. So on RTK's side we see 2 IS-7s, an IS-4, a Mouse, a 113, a 268 and another Mouse. So it will be interesting to see if we where they push with these lineups, because there's a lot more mobility on Legion side. Okay, so now we have 3 mice on RTK's side, an IS-4, an IS-7, a 113 and a 268. And Legion has chosen 2 E50Ms, a Patton, a Grill, a 113, an IS-7 and a Chieftain MK6. So that is definitely an interesting lineup. I have a feeling that Legion will be pushing base A, because with this lineup that would only make sense. And R2K decided to unready up for the most part, so things may still be changing. And honestly, this is Clash of the Titans. This is Clash of the Titans, not just that, but it's Clash of the Titans together with pressure. So this is gonna be wicked. So let's see what happens in 2.5 minutes, because then we actually enter the match. Legion team is fully readied up. RTK not so much yet. And they've dropped 1 mouse in favor of the STB. Oh, I hate the waiting game. But I am gonna use it to take a bit of a drink. Because, well, I've been talking for well over an hour now. And you get thirsty from that. Meanwhile, I'm also very curious what will happen between Raid and Big Game. One and a half minute left to go. I really just want to start. I always wonder if right now people are either talking on voice about what they're gonna do, or if it's like kind of quiet right now because they're all set and ready to go. Can go either way. $50 seconds. Are you as bored with waiting as I am? I'm guessing so. Just gonna make sure I don't accidentally have the minimap on. No, you're actually seeing the same thing I am with the chat. So 30 seconds. And then we'll see the Clash of the Titans. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Whoop whoop. Said it before, I'll say it again. This is gonna be epic. So now we're just waiting for everyone to load in. And let's see what's gonna happen. We have Legion pushing both sides. We see RTK doing basically the same thing. Focusing on base C more, it seems. Whereas Legion is pushing through to both B and A. And I think that they know they have a pretty free A cap there. RTK making a cheeky push and getting their first shots into them. Blue Steel taking a lot of damage there. Pushing through base C, not capping it. And we have the mice going towards base B. Legion is capping. But Blue Steel loses quite a bit of health getting there. And we have the IS-4. Ooh, there is Zerd in the STB losing health. He needs to be careful there, especially now that the base A has been capped. And they can go to the Citadel and get shots in. Blue Steel has lost quite a bit there. Big shot into Ross there. And we have the mice now capping base B. And they kind of have no choice. Because they don't want to lose that. They don't want to lose too many points. But there are shots being fired into the mice, and this is very tricky. I wonder if they're going to be able to cap it. Because they're losing health trying to cap a base. They're losing quite a bit of health, but they did get it. So now they need to be careful of the pattern that is up there. That is also shooting them. One is pulling back. The other one is staying, but he's losing health pulling back, even though they're doing a little bit of damage as well. Blue Steel has lost a lot of health. We have the one Mo that has lost a lot of health as well. Winch is now pulling back as well, losing more health, getting away. And RTK lost a heck lot of health trying to get a base, getting the points. And the one Mo is now a one-shot, which is... The one Mo is now gone. So that puts RTK behind the gun, and that's not a position you want to be in. Winch is losing HP. We have Engie in the grill at the back. We have Ross losing a lot of health there. And this, basically they got themselves boxed in. They can't really go anywhere without losing health. We see Zerd in the Adamant going to a different place to try and shoot people. But that was a big shot into the pattern though. But it's costing the chaser HP as well. So he needs to be careful. And HP is being lost. Blast lost a lot of health there. But overall, RTK does have less of a point advantage. They have less HP. They have less guns. So this is going to be very, very tricky. And the STB is going around. And we see the Honor holding against Legion over here. And Blue Steel trying not to get hit. Trying to troll them a little bit and seeing if he can get shots in. Honor losing a little bit of health. But this is not a position you want to be in. And we have the STB coming around, and I think it's going to go up to deal with the STB, with the pattern, I believe. But it will be very tricky for him to do that. He needs to get that first free shot. And he does. Blast is immediately pulling back. And Zerd needs to be careful now because Blast actually is going to their spawn. And Zerd needs to take care of that pattern if they want to have a chance. Because the pattern is getting too many shots in. We have the grill in a camping position. But he is able to get shots in from there if they push. And the 268 is not going to be happy there when he's got spotted. And likewise, he's looking at the STB right now, and I think Zerd knows that the grill has to be back there, and that he's being baited. But look at the points. They need to make a push if they want to win this. And they've lost a lot of hit points. So this is not looking good. Grill has been spotted, but oof! That shot into Object 3. And she lost a lot of health doing that. But still, we need to see kills, and they need to get bases if they want to win this. And Zerd almost gone. But he does get the kill, and then he pulls back quickly. But now Legion has also lost the gun. So now they just need to stay alive, and they need to get the point. They need to get more kills. Look at the difference. They need to get more points, and oof, that mouse is making a push. It's aggressive push, and they kind of have no choice. But this is very tricky. Zerd is taking base A. He has no choice. He's taking a shot, which I think is very dangerous there. In the meantime, we see a lot of fire going on the other side. A lot of very low health tanks on RTK's side. Gruul is almost gone. Aggie is gone. The Honor is gone. And there goes Winch. And it doesn't look like Blue Steel is going to be able to survive this against 3 tanks. And the game is definitely Legion's. They've got 1k points now. Very well played. Very low health tanks on RTK's side left. That was intense. And I think that push into B and the aggressive push through C cost them way too many hit points. So right now on Legion's side we see the Chieftain MK6, an AMX 50B, 2 AMX 50Bs even, an STB, a Grill, a 113 and a Batchat. So again, Legion is focusing mainly on more mobility, whereas on RTK's side we now see a Foch, a 268, a Batchat, 3 IS4s, 4 IS4s in total. And in 1 minute we see the next match. So it will be very interesting to see what's going to happen now. And if we see a difference in playstyle. In the meantime, I'm reading the chat and it says that raid versus big game is 1-0 raid. So that's going to be interesting as well. And we see 1 IS4 being switched off for 183, or maybe not. I think that would be a very tricky move. Big booms, but also big target. But they seem to be sticking with it. So in 6 seconds we're gonna go. And we're gonna see the next match. Here we go. And again we're on Castilla. And there's my poor Haven. So these are definitely gonna be interesting games. The pressure's definitely on. And let's see what happens. We have RTK focusing mainly on C again, and on A probably. We have the STB going towards base A. We have the Foch and the Batchat going towards base B, it looks like. And we have the AMX 50Bs focusing on B and A. And they are making a push here with the Grill staying back to snipe. Whereas RTK is going onto the hill to hopefully get a big shot of damage into somewhere. No one is going for any base yet. We have the STB that is gonna spot the Batchat soon. I think. And the Honor in the IS4 has been spotted. And he's in a tricky position for anyone that's up on the Citadel. And we have the IS4. We have the Batchat spotting everyone, getting shot. Ooh, that was a big shot into Winch there. Very tricky, very cheeky move there. And immediately Legion is regrouping towards their spawn and going a bit back. But the Batchat now has a bit of an issue because he's lost a lot of health doing that. We have the STB and the Batchat facing off for, well, the STB facing off versus the Batchat and the IS-4. And we have Papa Stan at the back with the AMX-50B. Basically everyone is in a bit of a holding position. The IS-4 is now cheekily capping a little bit, but mostly the troll. And shots are being fired, literally. But Winch did lose quite a bit of HP there. And that's not something you want to do. And we have the other AMX that's coming around there, and I think they're looking to clip. And the other AMX has not been spotted. None of them is spotted right now, except for Shockish. Meanwhile, we see some minor damage being done on this side. No one has a base. It's a pretty stalemate game. We see Zert in the 183 not being able to get any shots in. The Chaser also holding back. And I think the AMX 50Bs and the STB are rearing to go. And at some point a base will need to be captured or a push needs to be made. Shots are being fired all around. Very few people spotted. Every now and again people get spotted. But they pull back quite quickly and pull back into cover, which makes sense because they kind of have to. And the Honor is not spotting Thomas. Blind shots being taken. But the only one that sustained heavy damage so far is Winch. And pretty much everyone seems indecisive. Because with the stands right now, I believe that... I'm not sure it would be a draw because Legion has more HP, but I'm not sure if the game looks at that. But already half the battle is over. No bases have been capped. And now they're trying a cap again. And I wonder if they're gonna get away with it or not. It's very tricky. But they kinda need it. Yeah. Oh, that was shots into the IS-4. They needed that. But at the same time, that cost them and it didn't earn them any points. And the 183 is loaded but did not get a shot in. Did not get spotted either. And right now, nothing is really happening. This is a stalemate game. No one is making a push, no one is capping a base. And they need to be careful because those guys at A are at a distinct disadvantage. And I don't think that they know that so many players of Legion are behind there. Meaning that base C... Well, it's not unprotected because there's a guerrilla camping there, but is more open than others. No one has been spotted. They don't know where they are. We've seen plenty of blind shots being fired all around. But right now nothing is happening. We've only 2 minutes left. Come on. There we go. People been spotted. Oof! That was a big shot into Thomas there. And Thomas is almost dead. And if they manage to kill him, that could tip the skills in their favor. But the Honor needs to be careful looking out there. Thomas is wisely pulling back. But now, RTK has the HP advantage. But again, no one has a point advantage. And I can't really afford... Somewhere someone needs to die. Or a base needs to be capped. Legion is pulling back towards them, towards their spawn. And I think we're gonna see a push or a rush at the guys at the Citadel, with the Batchat being the juiciest target, the easiest target to take. And the 1mo and the Batchat being the juiciest targets to kill. And now Legion is making a cheeky push there. But there's tanks behind there. He's not gonna complete it. 40 seconds left. Oxbow is losing HP. And so is Zerd. And this is 28 seconds left. Someone has to die somewhere for anyone to go through, basically. And I wonder if this is gonna be... Ooh, that shot! If no one dies from Legion, from RTK in the last 8 seconds... Oh my god, second died! This is RTK's game! Very, very close! Oh my god, look at this! Oof! What a game! That was an almost draw. And if not for that HE shot on the bat chat, this would not have gone this way. And it would have been a draw. Wow! What a game. So now we are moving on to Port Bay. I'm a little bit out of breath. I'm like, oh my god, really? That was too intense, guys. Don't do that to me. So now we're moving on to this map. And this is a very interesting map all around. It's, again, tricky to get a point advantage, tricky to cap a base. And it can go either which way. So right now on RTK's side we see, depending on what Zerd picks, but we see 4 IS-4s, 2 T-62As and an Object 268. And on the Legion side we see a 113, 2 T-62, 3 T-6, well, okay, they're still changing things around, but we see a Chieftain MK6, 3 T-62As, an IS-7, a 113 and a Grill. And things are still being changed around a little bit, but it seems that they're sticking with the tanks. Oh no, 1 T-62A has now become a 113. Or not. You have 10 seconds left to make up your mind. Okay, it's a 113. So here we go. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm thoroughly enjoying the matches tonight so far. These has been epic games, both before and now. Let's see. So we have RTK focusing mainly on the C side, and Legion looks like to be focusing mainly on B and A, I think. And I think it can go either which way that way, because both teams will want to get a point advantage. But it will be very tricky for them to get it, because base C is not easily capped. They are overlooking base A and B, taking some blind shots into camping spaces. But aside from Thomas there, and they're now cheekily capping, which I think is a good call, because they need to get that cap, and that was quite some nice damage there. Now Legion is focusing on base A, but this means that RTK has a slight point advantage. They are pushing a little bit, but they're being careful. They know that there's a grill somewhere. Some nice fire going on here, both ways. And that was very big damage into Zerd. And now they know where the grill is shooting from, even if he's not been spotted. And they need to be careful. And there's some big shots going on all around. But Zerd is at a bit of a disadvantage here. And we see the guys pushing over here, focusing on Gandalf. Gandalf is not going to survive for long. There goes Gandalf. But it's costing RTK quite a bit of HP to do this. And they're completely ignoring where the grill might be shooting from. Diona just died, but so did Eggy. And they're focus firing. They're focusing on Blast right now. And, oh no, focusing on Thomas first. And then we have Blast. And oh my god, look at this. Now we have the grill that is pushing in. He's been spotted. And the T-62A seems to be pulling back a little bit. The IS-4 is pushing forwards. But Legion has all 3 bases, so they need to do something about that, definitely. And they're losing a bit of HP trying to do that. And RTK is grabbing both bases now. And that might be a very good call, because otherwise Legion still has the point advantage. But once they have 2 bases, they might not. And then we're gonna see what happens, because now it's 6 versus 3 with a very, very low HP Zerg, to be fair. And now a low HP Winch as well, so Winch needs to be careful. But they have the point advantage, so as long as they play it carefully, there goes Zerg. But we have 2 T-62As that are gonna duke it out together now. But NG has Adrenaline. But he's almost dead now, and this is a very close game. But look at the HP advantage for RTK right now, and now definitely tank advantage. Only Stan is left. This is RTK's game. But it didn't look like it for a while there, with the bases being capped and everything. These have been matches that are not good for the nerves, let me put it that way. So now we're gonna have another match on Port Bay. And we see Legion readying up with a lot of mobility so far. We have 3 tanks left to see, but yeah. And we see Eggy being changed out. And we have the Chieftain MK6, the IS-7, 3 113s and 2 Leos. So that's quite a bit of mobility with a little bit of armor. And on RTK's side we see 2 IS-4s, a 113, 2 Mice, an E4 and a Batchat. So that's a completely different lineup. And it's gonna be cool to see what they do with it this time. And some things are being changed on the other side. Possibly equipment or ammo loadout. Any 28 seconds we're gonna see the next move, the next battle. Ten seconds left to go. I don't want to wait any longer. This is just too cool. So it will be interesting to see where they go with this lineup. Because the mobility on Legion's team might push towards a rush of some sort. Whereas the heavy armor of RTK points more towards holding. And Legion is focusing with speed boost on base A, on base C I mean. Whereas RTK is focusing on A and B. But Legion is also holding a little bit in the spawn. I think they're gonna be overlooking base B quite carefully. Whereas Winch is being very cheeky and going straight to A. Even though he might get sniped from there, but there's no one there, but they don't know that. And Legion is having a cheeky cap at C. There's people being spotted. Both teams have a base now. But Legion has a very, very slight point advantage. And now there's damage being done to the mice. Damage being done to the chieftain. And they are cheekily capping base B as well. And now it can go either way, because they might have moved themselves in a position to get pincered, basically. We have Zerd taking damage there. He needs to be careful, because he's gonna get focused so much by the Leos. And that was a big shot by the E4 into Oxbow there. We have the mice that have pulled back in between the buildings. Zerd is now reduced to very, very little health. But there's some... Winch arrived back. Oxbow is now gone. But Winch is now getting damaged as well. And we have Blue Steel coming back to shoot. Ooh, and there goes Gangdolf. But look at the HP. The HP is nearly alike, but Legion does have 2 guns less, so this is going to be very tricky. The one Mo is almost gone. And he's going to get focused, and there goes the one Mo. And now the other mouse is going to get shot. We have Legion with Thomas with very little health. And he's going to get focused on next. And there goes Thomas, and there goes Zerd. And now it's 5 versus 4, but it's very tricky. And there goes Beanie. But we have a very low health Blue Steel over here. And just look at this. This can go either way. Legion has the bases. But if they have the focus fire, then yeah. But now it's 4 versus 2. And it will be very tricky for Legion to win this one. Even when they have the bases. And now it's 4 versus 1. Blast can't really defend himself against 4 guns. And there he goes. And this is R2K's game. Ooh, look at the damage that Angie did. Wow. I think that cheeky cap at B ended up earning them more than it cost them. But now we get Faust. And Faust, I absolutely adore the map. But it is so tricky. It's completely chaotic. And honestly, that's what I love about it. With the upper levels and lower levels. The base is on the lower levels. Except for at A. And then being able to go anywhere. And get crossfired. Or get crossfire in. It will be very much depending on who's focus firing better. Exchanging shots better, to be honest. Preserving HP themselves and taking it from the enemy. Because I think that base-wise it might be very alike. So we're going to go back. And we're going to look at the lineups. On Legion's side we see the Chieftain MK6, an IS4, 3 113s, 4 113s even, and a Batchat. And on R2K's side we see a Batchat, 2 113s, an IS4, an IS7, a 268 and a mouse. So again, a lot more mobility on Legion's side and some more armor on R2K's side. So this will be very cool to see. Pressure is definitely on. And in 7 seconds we get to see what happens. And that rhymes, sort of. And my brain has more or less turned to mush because this is too exciting. Here we go. And right now we see the distorted corpse of my poor Haven. That still looks good despite it being dead. And let's see. I wonder if they see... Where's the bomb? I always forget where it's coming from.
Time to roll out.
There we go. Up, up and away. We have Legion focusing on both C and it looks like overlooking A, with an aggressive push towards B. And we have R2K taking D And first shot being taken into Winch there. With the mouse overlooking base B. Both teams now have a base, but RTK is a very, very, very slight point advantage. The Honor did take some damage though. But they are rushing the lone guy from Legion, which is the IS-4 over here. And this is not looking good for Beanie. Oof. That's some massive damage being done already. And it looks like they're gonna be playing with for it, but there's big shell. Oh, this is gonna be a brawl. Look at this. Beanie died, but this is an all-out brawl right now, and it's all about the focus fire and all about who gets the most damage in the quickest. We have Shockish that is near one shot. We have Thomas that is losing HP fast. We have the Legion guys pushing to get that Honor kill because they need him to die. The Honor and Shockish both die. And this is very, very tricky. Ooh, big shots being taken. It's 4 versus 4. But the Chaser is all alone now and he is facing a Batchat, so that is not looking good for the Chaser. But he's alive somehow. But there goes third, and now there goes the Batchat. And this is way too intense, guys. Don't do this to me. I can't really look below there. But we have Gangdolf. There goes Blast. I can't come below there, that's evil. And we have the mouse. There goes Gangdolf, and now it's 3 versus 1. But NG does have more HP on his own. So can go either which way. But they are focusing him. And he might take the one mode down with him, but it's very unlikely that the engine will be able to win this. And there he goes. And R2K is through to the next round. Oh my god. Thank you both teams for these games, because this has been utterly epic. Wow. And look at the damage that Angie managed to do. Again, top damage. And I know in team games damage doesn't say all that much, but it does say a lot still to me. Wow, what games. That was absolutely awesome. And again, these were the battles, and these were the teams that I had expected in the finals, facing off against each other. Wow. So on the other side, we're going to see how these guys are doing. It's 3-1 for Raid right now. So that's definitely also the pressure on. And I'm just gonna... I think I'm gonna show you a quick replay while we wait for the final results to be in. Also to calm the nerves a little bit. I can't believe those games, to be honest. That was just absolutely wicked. And they were so close. Really, really awesome. So let's see what this guy does. He does have a name with him, because, well, Ethan is a very good name to have. I know a lot of really good Ethans. He's taking a camping position, never a fan of that. Nice shot there. That was an unlucky bounce, but it's very tricky to hit that mantle even with Premo. He's carrying very little Premo and a lot of HE there, to be honest. I understand that with some of the tanks that we meet nowadays in tier 10 and tier 9. So now we're just waiting to see if they get any targets. He's nicely behind the bush there. And look at that. That was a nice double tap by him and his teammate. Very well done. And this is quite a cheeky way to play the E50M, to be honest. He's not... Now he's been spotted, but he wasn't spotted there. And And I think he really wants to get that shot in. And that is not really something you want to do, fire HE at the tracks of a gun. I like the combination that they're doing, the E50M, the double tap and everything. And if that T62 hadn't looked away, he would have bounced that. But there goes his teammate with a bigger shot from the 1A3. So now he's basically on his own. Well, not technically he has teammates, but you know what I mean. It's always a lot more difficult when you're on your own. You lost your teammate. You can't really coordinate as much as before. And now we're gonna see what will happen. Yeah, they need to focus on... Okay, this is a very nice and polite IS-7. Special people. I like that this guy is careful with his shots, because even though you want to make the shot, you have to be sure that it actually does damage. Like now. That was really nice. Nice bounce as well. And I like that he's not actually repairing, because he has no need to where he is right now. And that shot hit the rock, so he's in a pretty good position there. We have the 268 going over there, and that was nice because he tracked him. And that gave him a lot of spotting, well, assisted damage as well. He tracked him again. And I think that the 268 is gonna die now. And he's already dead. It did cost him a little bit of health. But the 1A3 just fired, so that's not gonna be a problem. He just needs to take care of these two guys. He's in a good position for this tank right now. He missed that one though, I think because he was moving just a little bit too much. Nice shot into the 1A3 there. They have two faking heavies. What is the faking heavy? And how is it different from a real one? And this is not looking good for E50M with the team up. He's done almost... Come on, shoot him. Nice, good job. And that's something that needed to happen, because he does have the HP to deal with a lot. But he can't really go anywhere. No, the FE is not a one-shot. He's probably a two-shot, unless he has an accidental very high roll. He did get spotted now, so he needs to be careful, because the FE might be looking at him. And there's two FEs. One of them is a one-shot, to be honest. So let's see. What is up with rude people? Why? He's being very careful, and I think that's a very good call. I like the way he's handling this. Ooh, 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 that was a very lucky HE shot on the tracks. And the 1A3 is just still standing there. And now he's making a good call, because he doesn't have the time to waste on the 1A3. Even though he's being very tricky by going here when the 1A3 is behind him. Nice, well done. 4k damage so far. He needs to reset the base, but he should be able to. And he has the health to spare, whereas the Batchat does not. Especially when he rams him like that. That's gonna hurt. And that was a nice bounce to have at this point. Ooh, this is not looking good. There we go. And now we have the 1A3 pushing in. And he's being clever and just going away because you don't want to be there. He's not running, he's going to go behind the back. Ugh. Why are you all so rude? This is pretty cool. Let's see what happens. Nice. Ram him, ram him, ram him. Wow. That was a very lucky survival. Wow. That was cool. Nice ace. Lovely game. Really rude people in your team. But you did really, really well. And in the meantime, I've heard it, but I'm gonna show you anyway. Raid is through to the grand finals. And we're gonna start on October 13th with Legion Big Game versus Ready to Kill. That is gonna be wicked awesome. This is just so cool. These matches tonight were just awesome, exciting, lovely. So that is it for tonight. At least for this stream. I will be back tomorrow because this weekend on Friday, Saturday and Sunday I will be streaming the Echelon Championship, which are the guys that are playing for the wildcard, which can also lead to the offline events. Because the winner of that championship will face off against the number 2 of the EU, and the winner of that will face off against the same kind of road and matchup of the RU server. And whoever wins that also gets to go to the offline event. So that's going to be cool. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I definitely did. These games were wicked. Completely wicked. And I'm going to be seeing you guys tomorrow, hopefully. Again, if you watch through the portal, also with the Echelon streams, you should be able to get coins there. So, might be worth a watch that way. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.